Good morning, people. Gediminas is here. Welcome along. Great to see you here today, and very short webinar today. I wanted to do a very quick webinar on inviting and how to invite people to come to a business opportunity presentation, or to watch a DVD, or to have a look at your brochure, or anything it is that you want to invite people to. And probably one of the biggest mistakes that most new guys in network marketing do is they beg people. They go, oh, would you please have a look at this CD, or would you please come to this business opportunity meeting, etc. But the reality is that there are more professional ways of inviting people. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and share my screen, and then this way you will be able to see the presentation. Let me just see if I can open that as a new window. Okay, I just need to try and share that with you. Okay, so anyway, I can have a look at it and I can just talk you through it, guys. Okay, so inviting prospects to the business is a gateway skill, and it's really changing from a hunter to a professional. Meaning that professional mindset is about building relationships, about goal to educate and inspire people, is building trust and transferring belief. And professionals don't pitch. Professionals get face to face and actually try and give some sort of a value to their prospect, to a person that they're inviting to. So it's really important to sort of even change that mindset. And inviting people, you're going to be inviting people to one of two things. It's either an event, which is the most effective. It's physical interaction. It builds trust. It gives social proof. It gives the excitement and urgency. The downside of events is that they're quite difficult to schedule. People don't show up sometimes. And that can be a little discouraging. And probably it's one of the biggest things which knocks people out of the business, because they expect people to turn up, and then they don't turn up, and they get upset and all of that. The second thing that you will be inviting people to is a tool, which can be a very good first step, like a CD or DVD or a brochure or an online webinar, or a magazine or a website or product samples. Whatever it is, you're inviting that person to have a look at, right? And like I said, there's a way to invite people which is a lot more professional than just asking them or begging them. So one of the things about inviting, that we always, whenever your lips are moving, you should be either pointing, reading, introducing, or telling a story. So you should never appear as an expert, because the person who you're inviting to look at the business, they must see that this is doable. This is, simple, and anybody can actually do it. Because if you appear to be a super duper, professional at this, some person might say, well, they can do it very well, but I probably couldn't do that. So it's really always, you have to be pointing either to a video, or to a DVD, or to a brochure, or whatever it is that you're reading from or showing to them. And really, there's 4 emotional rules of inviting. And firstly, you have to emotionally detach from the outcome. So whether the person says, yes, I'm interested, or no, I'm not interested, they don't really reject you as a person. They reject your business proposition. If you go to a shop and a shopkeeper says, oh, would you like to buy some, I don't know, some chewing gum, and you say no, do you think the shopkeeper goes and starts crying? No, his job is to offer, and your job is to either say yes or no, and that's absolutely fine. So you're not rejecting the shopkeeper, you're rejecting the chewing gum or whatever he's offering. Exactly the same way here. Also be yourself, don't try and appear somebody else, etc., because especially with people that know you well, it'll just be very, 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 unprofessional. And bring your passion into this. Probably, if you join this business, if you're doing this business, if you introducing these products to other people, you're probably passionate about that. So make sure you show that to people. Make sure you put that passion. And of course, the posture is very, very important. The way you appear. So like I said, you shouldn't be begging somebody, but you should actually be giving them a chance, right? So as a business person, you're looking for other business people to join your business, and you're not begging people. So you're giving some people a chance which you think they would do good in this business. Okay, so there is 8 steps to a professional invitation. Number 1 is be in a hurry. So, nobody has lots of time nowadays. And when you actually will say that, oh, I'm in a hurry, people will appreciate that, and they will be more inclined to listen to you, because they think that, oh, I'm in a hurry, and let's just be over this, quite quickly. Also, number 2 is compliment the prospect. You cannot imagine what a compliment can do, in terms of building a relationship with somebody. The number 3 is make the invitation. Number 4 is if I would you, and don't worry, I'll explain that in just a moment. Number 5 is confirmation, get the time commitment. Number 6 is confirmation number 2, which is confirming the commitment. Number 7 is confirmation number 3, which is scheduling the next visit or next call or next exposure, really. And number 8 is finishing talking or getting off the phone or stopping the conversation. So let me just very quickly explain what I mean by these things. So number 1 is being in a hurry. So there's almost a psychological issue, like a cat with a string. If you just drop a string in front of a cat, how long is the cat will be interested with it? Not very long, right? So it's exactly the same way here. When imagine you found out that the shop next door to you are doing 99% sale, right? Everything goes for 1%. You wouldn't be calling your friends and going, hello, how are you? You'd be calling and saying, oh, you have to be there, you have to get there as soon as possible. So exactly the same way with your business, you have to sort of add the urgency, because anything that is exciting and that is interesting is actually urgent and quick, and you have to be there, to see it. So exactly the same way when you're inviting people to look at something, if you are in a hurry, they will appreciate it a lot more. They will pay attention a lot more. And people are attracted to these people that are not needy, So if you have all the time in the world and you're saying, oh, when could you meet? I'm available for the next 30 days, from morning till evening, it doesn't look that you're doing very, very, very well. But if you call somebody and you go, look, I'm just about to go to a meeting, or I'm really haven't got much time, but I just wanted to catch you, etc., it completely changes it. Also, it shortens your invitations. It makes people ask less questions. Yeah, so they will be a lot more accepting of the information, less resistance, and people will respect you and your time. Because if you say to somebody, "Look, I'm in a rush. I'm about to go in a meeting. I have to be very, very quick," then they will appreciate that a lot more. Okay, so how would that actually sound? So just a couple of examples. For example, you could call somebody and say, I don't have a lot of time to talk, but it was really important that I reach you. Do you have a minute? And this way, you straight away, you put the person in a sort of frame of mind that this is going to be very quick. It's not going to take a lot of the time, and there's something important there, right? Or I have a million of things going on, but I'm glad I caught you. Or I'm running out of the door, but I needed to talk to you real quick, etc. There's a lot of these phrases, but the actual words are not that important as the actual concept of letting the person know before you even start inviting them to look at anything, is to let them know that you're in a rush, you're busy. Okay, or something like, now isn't the best time to get into this, but I have to go, but I wanted to invite, or I have to run, but I wanted to show you this, or I'm about to go in a meeting, but I wanted to talk to you real quick. Focus on a concept, like I said, not the exact words. You are busy, you have a lot going on, you're excited, right? So there's urgency added to your invitation. The number 2 is complimenting the prospect, which is absolutely critical. It opens the door to communication, it builds instant rapport, and it will double your results as well. So if you're interested in double, better start complimenting people. And you have to almost get into a habit where you're complimenting people anyway, just daily, when you're meeting people, just notice, notice something nice about them, notice something, good about them, and compliment them. Get in the habit of complimenting. People like people who compliment them. So again, some examples would be something like, you've been very successful and I've always respected for the way you've done business, or you've always been so supportive of me and I appreciate that so much, or you have been amazing, you have an amazing mind for business and can see things other people can't see, or when I thought of people who could absolutely, destroy this business, and take it to another level, I thought of you. It's almost, you opening that door to communication, you're making the person feel nice, and it just really works well, trust me. Okay. And some other examples would be something like, you've given me some best service I've ever received. So, if you're in a restaurant or in a cafe, somebody serves you really nicely, you can say, you've given me the best service I've ever received, I'd like it, and you go on into the invitation after that. But now you've given them a compliment, or, you're super sharp, can I ask you what you do for a living? If you see somebody who you really like, who looks really sharp, ask them. Say, you look really amazing. What do? You must be somebody, and they'll go, oh, whatever they do, right? But it's a compliment. So it must be sincere. So make something, don't make it up. Make something real. Find something good about them, and professionals do it constantly. Like, trust me, they just go around giving people compliments all the time. Okay, number 3 is make the invitation. So there's a couple of ways of inviting people. Number 1 is direct approach. Number 2 is indirect approach, and number 3 is super indirect approach. Now, unfortunately, most of new people, they use the direct approach all the time, which is a little bit of a fire hose. It's a little bit of too much in your face, and actually there's better ways to approach it, but we'll go through all of them. So number 1 is direct approach, which is mainly probably for your warm market, for the people you really know well. So something like, you could use something like, when you told me you were short on cash, were you serious about it, or were you just kidding around? I think I found a way for us to solve that problem, or to get some extra cash. Or when you told me that you wanted a brand new car, were you serious about it, or were you just or you're just messing about? Because I think I found a way for us to get that. So it's more for somebody who actually know, and you can then almost what they call hot button a certain thing that they've told you in the past, or that they just said right now, or whatever it is. Okay. Okay, and some more examples could be something like, I found a way for us to really boost our cash flow, and use cash flow instead of, to build their own business or something like that, because people always looking for extra cash, but they're not always looking to build their own business. When I thought of people who could make an absolute fortune with this business, I thought of you. I thought you definitely could do it well. Let me ask you a question off the record. If there was a way, if there's a business you could start working part-time from your home that could replace your current income, would you, be interested in learning more about it, etc. So it's just really probing and trying to get person to get interested and have a look at something, yeah? Or, have you thought of diversifying your income, making money in other ways than what you currently do? Or have you ever thought of different ways of making money? Do you keep your career options only? One of the good ones is, do you plan on doing what you're currently doing for the rest of your life? If you're in a shop, or you're at the hairdressers, or you're in, I don't know, in a coffee shop, and somebody serves you, you can ask them, oh, you're doing, you're giving me a really great service, but, what's the plan? Are you planning to do this for the rest of your life? And most people will go, what? No, but this is something I have to do right now to take care of my bills, etc. But until something better comes up, right? Guess what? I've got something better, right? So this way is just also just getting, probing and getting information from people. Now, the second one is indirect approach, where it's offering the business to somebody but not directly to them. So something like, I've just started a new business and I'm really nervous. Before I get going, I need to practice on someone friendly. Would you mind if I practiced on you, right? So I'm not inviting you to watch, to see my business or to join my business. I just need somebody to practice, or I've found a business I'm really excited about, but what do I know? You have so much more experience. Would you have a look at it for me and let me know your opinion, right? So I'm not inviting you to join my business, but I just want you to have a look at it, right? And guess what happens when they have a look at it? They get excited. Or, the company that I'm in right now is doing some tremendous things here in London or here in Luton or whatever, but I'm not sure if it would work in wherever the person lives, and would you take a look at it and let me know if it would work in your area, or if it would work in your city or in your country, etc. That is also really, really great way of really just getting person involved, and they'll yeah, okay, I'll ask around, etc. And then they will get excited. Now, number 3 is super indirect approach. So this is something where you're actually saying, this is not for you, but do you know anybody who might be interested? So something like, the business I'm in clearly isn't for you, but I wanted to ask, who do you know that is ambitious, money motivated, and would be excited about the idea of adding more cash flow to their lives? Right? It's a really simple thing, and it's actually almost taking it away from them, right? So sometimes people go, whoa, I'm interested in earning extra cash, you know, I'm interested in learning more about that. What is it, you know? But you're almost saying, look, it's not for you, but, you know, do you know anybody, you know? Or would you do, who do you know who has hit a wall with their business and might be looking for a way to diversify their income? Right? Some really nice things to say, you know. Or I work with a company that are expanding in this area, and I'm looking for some sharp people that might be interested in some additional cash flow. Do you know anyone who might fit that description in this area, you know, or whatever, you know? And then this way people will say, well, I'm looking, you know, what is it? Okay, then the step 4 is if I would you. Now this is where we talk about posture, where instead of begging somebody to have a look at something, you say, look, if I was to invite you to come to this special event, or if I was to send you this information, would you look at it? Right? So it's almost, you know, I'm not giving you that, or I'm not invited you yet. I'm asking, if I was to invite you, would you? And it completely puts you in a different perspective, where you're actually in a lot more control of the situation, of the conversation, etc. You know, so some examples would be, if I gave you a link that would explain all of this business, would you watch it? You know, if I gave you a CD that would explain better than I could, would you listen to that CD? You know, if I gave you a website link where you could get all the information, would you go there? Yeah, would you check it out? You know, if I gave you this product, would you try it and see, you know, if it gets good results for you? You know, or if I invited you to a special invitation-only conference call, a special invitation-only meeting, would you come? Right? So first thing, you're just asking them, would they come? Right? So this way, it becomes very difficult for them to reject you, because you haven't invited them yet. You're just asking, would they come? Right? And if they say, no, I'm not, I wouldn't, then that's great, no problem. You know. But if they say yes, then we'll carry on to the next step. So next step is number 5, which is confirmation. So if they say yes, I would be interested in having a look at that CD or that DVD, or to coming to the meeting. So let's take a DVD as an example. So then, when do you think you will watch that DVD, or when do you think you could listen to that CD? So now you're getting the time commitment, because if they just said, yeah, I'll have a look at it, have they committed? Not really. They can just take a DVD or CD, drop it, you know, in a drawer, and they never actually look at it. So now you're getting them to commit, you know. So the confirmation, step 5 is confirmation number 1, get the time commitment. So when do you think you would be able to have a look at it? And don't suggest the time, just ask the question and wait. It makes it real. Now they have to think in their head whether I can actually sit down and physically watch that, or physically listen to that, you know. And it makes it real, you know. And now they've said yes twice. So they've said, yes, I would have a look at it. And now they said, okay, I'll have a look at it tonight, or I'll have a look at it tomorrow. Fantastic. Okay, so then step number 6 is confirmation number 2, where we now confirm the time commitment. So if they said, okay, I'll have a look at it, you know, on Tuesday, so then you can say, okay, so if I called you on Wednesday morning, you would have seen it for sure, right? You know, or if they say, I'll have a look at it tonight, so if I call you tomorrow, you would have listened to that CD for sure, right? So now you're confirming one more time. So if they say yes, you know, that's 3 times they said yes. So now in their brain, they actually confirmed they're actually going to have a look at that information, you know. So or they will either say yes or adjust. So if they think, oh, hang on a second, if you're going to call me tomorrow, I might not be able to watch it today, so maybe call me the day after. Great, no problem. But now they're committing to see it, you know. And all you did, you asked the questions. Yeah, you're not suggesting anything. Their answers is actually making up that appointment, or making that the whole situation real. And then step number 7 is confirmation number 2, where you schedule the next exposure. So, you know, once you said, if I gave you a CD, would you listen to it? They said yes. Now, if I gave you this, when do you think you could watch it for sure? Tonight. Great. So if I called you tomorrow, you would have watched it for sure, right? Yes, no problem. And then the last confirmation, step number 7, is you say, okay, so I will call you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. What number would be the best? Would you prefer me to call your mobile or your landline or whatever? You confirming the final time. So now they've said yes 4 times. Booking appointment or booking, having a look at the information in this way will actually boost your conversion ratio from 5% to about 80%. Yeah, so it takes a little bit few more seconds longer, because when you do it quick, it's actually quite quick. So you say, look, I'm really in a rush, you compliment them, then you say, if I showed you, would you have a look at it, and then you confirm, and that's it. It literally doesn't take that long, but this way it actually makes it solid. It makes it concrete, so that the person now is really going to have a look at that information, because they've said yes 4 times. They've committed to you now, and in their head they made a space of time for that thing, to have a look, And step number 8 is get off the phone or stop talking, etc. Because remember, you're in a rush. So even if you're in a bus stop, you said, look, if I gave you this, it's not the best time right now, I'm in a rush, but if I gave you this CD, would you have a look at it? They say yes. When do you think you would have looked at it for sure? By that time, great. So if I call you tomorrow, you would have watched it for sure. Yes, absolutely. Great. Can I have your mobile number so I can give you a ring tomorrow? You take the number, and number 8, you stop talking. So stop talking, because again, new people, that one of the biggest mistakes they do, they keep talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. So almost Alan Pease says, that they sell the business and they buy it back, or they sell the product and they buy it back by talking too long and putting the person off the whole thing, because they think, oh my god, this is just too much information. So just be short, be brief, do it quick, and I promise you'll see really fantastic results. So that's really inviting people to network marketing or to a tool. I hope you found it useful. The recording will be put up on the website anyway. Have a great day, and I will see you guys next week.